Bruce Weinstein with Cooking with Bruce and Mark. Today, I'm making a really cool sandwich that I didn't learn about till our last video. It's a Rachel. So the last video I did was an air-fried reuben. You know, a reuben rye bread with corned beef and sauerkraut and cheese. And a couple of people who watched that video wrote and said, could I do the same thing with a Rachel? Now, Mark and I have been in the food business for over 20 years. I've been to chef school. I had never heard of a Rachel. It's kind of like a reuben. It's rye bread, but instead of corned beef, you use turkey. And instead of sauerkraut, we use coleslaw. So I've never made one before. I'm going to do it right now and see how it works. We're going to do it in the air fryer. Let's build this Rachel. We're going to take some rye bread, and I'm going to take 4 ounces of sliced turkey, and I'm just going to put that right on the rye bread. Then I'm going to take about 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup of coleslaw. Now, if your coleslaw is very wet and full of dressing, squeeze it out. This one isn't. So I'm just going to put the coleslaw. Now, cheese. We're going to take some Swiss cheese, because if you remember from the last video, I love cheese on a reuben, so I think I'm going to like it on a Rachel. Some Swiss cheese, and now we have the bread. But last time I put mayonnaise on the outside of the bread. This time, instead of mayonnaise, I have the Russian dressing that would have gone inside. Now it's going on the outside. So just a couple of teaspoons. Oh, look at that. And now it would have been easier if I had done the bread first. I'm going to flip it over. Great. I'm going to put some on this side. Oh, just smearing that in. I really want to get it in. I want the bread to absorb it. I'm going to turn my air fryer on so it could start to heat up. This is an instant vortex 6-quart. It needs to heat up. It'll tell me when it's ready. We're going to go to 375. While it preheats, I'm going to make a second sandwich and then we'll get them going. The machine just told me to add food, so now I'm going to open the drawer and put both sandwiches in. I'm going to give these 8 minutes, and when the machine tells me to turn them, I'm going to turn them because I have that Russian dressing on the outside, and I want to make sure that that doesn't burn. The instant vortex 6-quart is beeping, which means it's done. Let's see how these Rachels came out. They are brown, they are crunchy, and again, I want to explain why I put that Russian dressing on the outside. Because in a reuben, you put Russian dressing on the inside. And these are a Rachel, not a reuben, but you still need some fat on the outside. And rather than using mayonnaise or butter or oil for that fat, I thought, let's try the Russian dressing and see how that comes out. I want to taste one of these. Oh. This is great. I want to try one. This is a more delicate sandwich than a reuben. Without the sauerkraut, without the corned beef. Oh, this is really nice. It's a very delicate sandwich. There's a little sweetness on the bread from the Russian dressing that caramelized. This is a really good sandwich. I want to thank everybody who wrote after watching the reuben and telling me about this Rachel. This is great. This is actually may go into a new air frying book that we're working on. But in the meantime, click below. You'll get the recipe for this fabulous grilled Rachel. And while you're down there, leave a comment. Tell me if you make it. Tell me how you like to do it. And subscribe to this channel, Cooking with Bruce and Mark, and you won't miss a single video that Mark and I do.